I'll call the meeting in order. Let the record reflect this is the meeting of Madison County Alcoholic Beverage Board on November the 12th, 2025 at 10:07 a.m. The members present and local board are
Jean Rice.
Zach Schrader.
Darlene Likens.
and Jeff Lang, the State Excise Police. First order of business for the board's approved last month's minutes. The board had 8 renewals, 2 new applications, and 2 transfer applications.
I make a motion we approve the minutes.
I second.
Motion been moved in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes will be approved. Okay, are there any persons here who wish to voice opposition to any permits on the agenda today? Okay, all persons in attendance seeking a new permit, requesting a change of location or ownership, or seeking a renewal after a violation, please raise your right hand. Gonna be just about everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Your right hand. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm on the penalties of perjury that the answers you have given on your application or any testimony you may give to any questions asked by this board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. First order of business on the agenda, we have automatic renewals with no violations. RC 48000004, American Legion Post 127. RC 4801-988, Fraternal Order of Eagles number 174. RC 4803-989, Loyal Order of the Moose number 150. RR 48120063, VIP Show Club. VL 48250004, Get Go. VL 48250005, Get Go number 7522. RR 480595, Woody's Tavern. VL 48249999, Get Go. RR 48310002, The Bank Restaurant. RR 483915, Golf Club of Alexandria. RR 484152, Yamato Japanese Steakhouse. CH 48300258, The Crystal Coop. Excuse me, DL 48344090, A1 Package Liquor Stores. Those are the automatic renewals with no violations.
I make a motion to approve.
Are you looking for the ATC meeting?
Yes.
It's in here.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Oh, I'm sorry, I second.
Motion been moved in a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Was at least submitted for. You guys arrived late. I'm gonna swear you in, so please raise your right hand. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers you have given on your application or any testimony you may give to questions asked by this board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So let's go to the last one. We're gonna do the Baker Investment Group. RR 48430023, Beer, Wine, and Liquor Restaurant, 210-1, Transfer Baker Investment Group in Pendleton. Who do we have here today representing this permit?
Ryan Baker.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the business?
It was a former restaurant that we were buying to keep a restaurant. Not 100% on the concept and everything yet, but it's gonna be kind of a sports bar sort of a feel. I hate to use the word sports bar, but it's kind of a family restaurant with kind of a sports bar feel to it. Think of like a BW3's, but not quite that sports bar.
Okay.
I'm really good at describing it. You guys are all hungry already, I can tell. So yeah, that's kind of the concept that's gonna go in there. We're still muddling through the details of everything.
Do you understand that your permit, if approved, is a privilege granted by the state of Indiana?
Yes,
Do you know that alcoholic beverage laws are part of the criminal code of Indiana, enforceable by every law officer in the state of Indiana?
yes,
You understand that the commission may fine, suspend, or revoke your permit if they determine that you or your employees have engaged in any illegal act upon the licensed premise.
yes,
Is the permit you're applying for to be for your own use and benefit, not in reality for the use and benefit of another person?
no.
That should be yes.
Okay.
The business is for you. It's
Oh, gotcha,
It's
okay.
not a false ownership. You're
Okay.
gonna operate this business.
Yes, sorry about that.
Have you disclosed everything that you know that could possibly affect your qualifying for this permit?
Yes,
Is this your only business dealing with alcoholic beverages?
Yes.
Have you ever ran a business with an alcohol permit in the past?
No.
Never have. Okay. The orange sign was posted proper and on time. The final inspection is pending. Do you have an idea of when the construction would be done? Last time I peeked in the windows, it was everything stacked up and.
Yeah, we're planning on March, April,
Oh, okay.
somewhere around that time, so it'll be in escrow until that time.
Board have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Oh, sounds good to me. Motion to approve.
I second.
Motion's been moved in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Be submitted for approval. Next will be the one above it. DL 4834-277, Lincoln SM Inc., beer line dealer grocery store new, the DBA Snack Market in Frankton. Who do we have here today representing this permit?
Yeah, see,
Can you tell us a little bit about the business?
Yeah, so it's a convenience store, has like a little bit of snacks, candies and sodas and drinks like that,
If gas, correct.
no gas.
Do you understand that your permit, if approved, is a privilege granted by the state of Indiana?
Yes.
Do you know that's alcoholic beverage laws are part of the criminal code of Indiana, enforceable by every laws from the state of Indiana?
Yes,
Do you understand that the commission may find, suspend, or revoke your permit if they determine that your employees have engaged in any illegal act upon the licensed premise?
yes,
Is the permit that you're applying for to be for your own use and benefit, not in reality for the use and benefit of another person?
yes,
Have you disclosed everything you know that could possibly affect your qualifying for this permit?
yes,
Is this your only business dealing with alcoholic beverages?
Yes.
Have you ever ran a business with alcohol permit in the past?
No.
Okay. Orange sign was posted proper and on time. Final inspection was approved. Pretty small store.
Okay,
Sounds good to me.
okay. You move to,
Question.
No
I don't have any questions.
No questions? Motion to approve.
I second.
Motion's been moved in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? You submitted for approval.
Thank
You
you.
have your orange sign affidavit.
it just was. I don't know if you had to sign this in front of you or,
You can just sign it.
Okay.
Today's the date.
and I obviously we fill this in. Okay, thank you.
All this, I just need this back there. You can have all the rest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Let's do. I can get that. Okay. Next is RR 48144318, renewal Bear Vaughn Corporation, violation paid. Who do we have here today representing this permit?
Mark Webb, Indianapolis, on behalf of, Barabon Corporation. I have with me, Dan Davies, who is the, area, manager for the, corporation, for the company that owns this corporation. He oversees a number of clubs in Indiana. And I also have the, manager of the, establishment, Latrina Daniels.
Violations for times and sales unlawful, manager's questionnaire is required, time for consumption of alcohol after retail closing, minimum food requirement with $750 civil penalty that was paid. Or either, do you have something to say about all of this?
Okay, so what happened here was, they came in and, we had a new manager. Ms. Daniels was a new manager. She had just, the previous manager had, I think, quit abruptly
Yes.
without, any, virtually no notice.
Correction.
And so at the time she was made the manager, they had not filled out a manager's questionnaire. So we did the following, and then, of course, we settled the violation. It did unfortunately happen. So we've taken the following action. First off, we have a timed announcement at 2:30 that announced the last call for alcohol. So rather than 2:45, we're doing it at 2:30. Okay. Secondly, we have another timed announcement that at 2:45, we're done. No more out. We're not selling anything else after 2:45. Then we have a timed announcement at 3 now. It says we're closed, lights are turned on automatically, and patrons just need to leave. So we, then that gives us plenty of time now to get the alcoholic beverage service cleared by 3:30. Now, I understand apparently some additional steps have been taken. Dan, we've got some additional help in the parking lot.
We did acquire recently, we worked with the excise officer on placement too for quite an expense to us, which was a parking lot trailer. It's like the one you see at Walmart. It's got the blue light and the panels. It's got great cameras on it, so we can catch everything that happens out in our lot from the side driveway. Would get any parking lot license plates that would lead to. We worked with the excise on that. We also have a person in place now at the end of the night that stands at the doorway to make sure nothing leaves the building and that everything is off the floor. The gentleman that was working the door prior when we had the violation is no longer with us. He should have made sure that all the things were off the floor before 3:30. Now we won't even have anybody in the building after 3:30 except for the staff. I believe that's the steps we've taken to try and make sure we don't have any issues. As well as we have an automated sound system so that announcement that comes on is automated. There's nobody has to look at the clock. It automatically comes on and announces over the loudspeakers. It is 2:30, we are calling last call. And then at 2:45, it says we are no longer serving. And at 3 o'clock, it'll let them know we are closing. Lights come on and we have everybody leave.
Manager's questionnaire.
Is on file, yes. Yes, that was fine. And, can you, Dan, can you address the issue of food service? What kind of happened there?
That is a little question we actually do have. So, and I asked I'm sorry, who was it we met with the district attorney in Indianapolis? And I asked
Well,
him this.
we met with Drew Wignall.
Yeah, so, and I had asked him too, and he said it was kind of the officer's discretion at the time, and I don't really understand that because there's no discretion in the law. It's pretty cut and dry. The issue we had was we had all the proper things. We had the coffee, we had we use Hot Pockets for our hot sandwiches. We use cup of soup for our soups. We had all the required stuff. We sell the coffee. So we had sold under 25 servings when they had come. We also sell.
In other words, what you're saying is we sold enough coffee that when they came in, we didn't have 25.
We did not have 25 cups of coffee. We used the little K cups for the thing. We didn't have 25 left in the box.
Oh, I see.
Because we've been offering it to customers. And we didn't realize that we needed to carry 25 all the time and above that.
So we're doing that now.
Yes, now we're just gonna carry above it. We've changed all the prices to that to $25 an item so that people just really won't want to buy it. We won't be underneath in that way. So.
Okay. So that's, so the idea is that, you won't see us again. Except read our name off every 2 years.
That is absolutely the goal.
So, if we could answer, and we'll answer any questions from the board.
Okay. Just as far as new employees go, what kind of training do they take?
So we have a online, every 30 days, we do an online seminar. It's a security training seminar. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. They get a certificate once they completed that. We should have one. Actually, the last one was a management seminar. So they didn't do the security one this last month. They're going to have another one they roughly do it every month though. And they're able to log in and they register their name and then they log in and watch the interview video. It's a live feed video.
Okay.
And they go over proper wanding techniques, identifications, no hands-on policy. We don't do any kind of altercations. We don't touch people inside the club. We just ask them to leave. And I'd rather argue for 20 minutes than wrestle for one. So we do our best to not have any kind of contact with people, and we express that in that seminar.
How many employees do you have?
Three.
Oh,
Three,
so-
we're open 5 nights a week from 7 to 3, and that's it.
Now, keep in mind, when we're talking about employees, we're talking about the people that get W-2s
Right,
at the end of the year. This does not include the contract entertainer.
Oh, correct. Yes, this is just our payroll staff, which is Latrina. And then we have 2 doormen. We use 1 on the slow nights and 2 on the busier nights. So Friday and Saturdays, we'll have 2 guys there before
so
we.
are they W-2 or are they the 99 employees?
They're W-2. Those are
Okay.
staffed employees. Those are the
Okay.
guys that are required to take that seminar and
Okay.
and things like that.
Okay,
The other people would be the entertainers themselves, and they work under contract. They're independent, so I didn't include them
okay,
in the staff number.
But you do understand that as far as the after hours, that includes employees?
Oh, yes, 100%. Yes, sir.
Because it's listed in here as Ms. Daniels consuming and running the cash register after 3 AM.
Yeah, that just should not have happened, and that won't happen. That will
Yeah, it
never.
was, I guess, the bought her a drink, and she didn't drink it on shift. She waited until it was after 3 o'clock, and she did take her shot then, but she will not be doing that anymore.
okay.
Any questions?
My only question, and it would be to you, were they not here last year? Don't think so. Okay,
I've only been here once when we very first opened in
22.
22, I believe
Okay.
it was. Yeah, very end of
Okay.
22, I believe we opened.
I appreciate the steps you've taken.
Yeah, it sounds like you put a lot of stuff in place.
We're really trying. We don't want to have any issues, you know what I mean? Latrina does a great job with our office and paperwork, making sure that the entertainers' contracts are completed. There's photos, there's human trafficking forms are all completed. She's really does an excellent job in this, other than this situation here.
And I think that this, of course, happened extremely early in her.
Yes, her just
Like,
taking over, I don't
within
think we
what?
really realized, no excuses. The
Yeah,
alcohol sale actually happened at like 3:03 AM. She poured that drink, turned around and realized, oh, it just clicked over time, and it was too late at that point.
Yeah.
So,
so anyway, so I think the automatic warnings, the constant, and also you guys are talking amongst your staff,
yes,
constantly communicating so that
Very
everybody
easy,
knows
that's just right.
what is going on. And there's just no questions about what needs to happen and when it needs to happen.
correct.
Okay.
And so the fine's been paid and
Yes.
everybody's been trained.
We have one new guy now. He will be taking a seminar at that come up again.
Okay.
Just in full disclosure. I'm gonna say everybody's got that yet.
Just out of curiosity, do the contract workers have a schedule?
They come and go as they please.
Okay, I just,
Cause see, that's one reason.
I
we
understand the
can't control it.
IRS regulations. are-
Right,
Yeah,
so we can't tell them when to work. We can't tell them that they can't go work for Stars, you know, you can't do that. And so just they come in when they want, they wear what they want, they, dance to whatever music they want. We can't tell them they have to dance to a
Okay.
particular tune. We can't tell them what to wear. We try to be really clear about that.
okay. I'm pretty familiar with those regulations, so I was just curious. So, okay,
I think our contract is the most dancer-friendly independent contractor that's out there.
Okay.
Really, it is very. And
Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions.
Yeah.
Motion to approve?
I second,
Motion's been moved in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Just submit for the.
Great. Thank you so much.
thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Look forward to having our name read off in 2 years.
There you go. Yeah, we'll stop by, just have us leave like the first guy.
you were so nice. I was thinking about having you come back in a year.
Okay, next we have RC 48000152 American Legion Post 117. Violation. Who do we have here today representing this permit?
My name is Philip Cole. I'm the judge advocate for the American Legion since June.
Thank you all.
Okay, so was a rule or regulation, the hindrance prevention, civil penalty of $500? Were you present during the violation?
No, I've only been here since June, sir.
So,
I've looked into this extensively. I have not only the excise police report, but the Pendleton Police Department report from the officer who handled the incident. And I've done an extensive investigation as to what happened.
okay, you want to explain?
Sure. The subject that ended up firing 3 shots from his car off of our property on the bridge in Pendleton on Route 38 has an extensive criminal record. He was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-time felon. Of course, we had no way of knowing that when he came in. It was an open night where the public can come in. He was at a table with a handful of other people, and he was going to the bar and getting drinks. Our bartenders are all volunteers, and they're all trained, of course, and they're all familiar with the alcohol and tobacco laws, and they're required, of course, to take the course to get their license. I think that on this particular night, it was very crowded. I think there was a lot of confusion. And this guy, from the people I've interviewed, was looking for trouble from the moment he walked in. I think he was already drunk. So he got a few drinks at the bar. There's no one who knows who the drinks were for because he was buying drinks, different drinks, and taking them to the table. So I think that the bartenders, both of them who have been with us for quite some time and do an excellent job normally, I don't think they were sure how much he had had to drink. And of course, no one knew how much he had had to drink prior, although the police investigator did find out from his girlfriend that he had had several beers and some shots of some sort of whiskey before he even left to go to the Legion. So one of our Sons of the American Legion members, Sean McKechnie, who is the son of the commander of the post, finally asked the gentleman to leave. And at first he wouldn't leave. And then once Sean said, "I'm going to call the police if you don't leave," he walked out the front door. However, he didn't actually leave. He went to the front porch and was lingering out there. Someone saw him, told Sean, and he went out and he said, "Look, when we say leave, that means off of American Legion property." And they got into a verbal altercation. There was nothing physical. The guy got in his car and drove out and drove up onto the bridge on Route 38, stopped on the bridge and fired 3 shots from a Smith & Wesson SV9 9mm. I've spoken to the
Toward the
officer.
Legion?
No, just
Oh,
in the air.
just in the air. Oh.
Yeah. And so someone came back in and said, "I think that guy fired his gun somewhere outside." And I think in the confusion, and I think this is what got to the investigator, your investigator's gut, was that no one called the police immediately. I think that it was one of those situations where everybody assumed someone else was calling the police, because no one person was in charge. And I think I've spoken to the bartenders and they were like, we were so upset that we didn't even think about it. And then we realized that he wasn't even on the property any longer. So I guess no one did. And we should have. There is no question that we should have called the police. There's no question that the bartenders should have been more cognizant as to this guy's behavior. Then with regard to the video system and the hindrance, with this, I disagree. One of the Legionnaires, who is the treasurer, we had a new video system installed. I have it on my phone right now. I can look at 7 different cameras at the Legion. It's improved since then, but back then, if you wanted to replay something, you could only replay in 5-minute increments, right? So when your investigator, when she asked Sean to do it, he came in and met her on a Saturday at the Legion, and he did his best to try to provide her with the videos. And there were only 5-minute increments. And then he had to pick which camera she wanted to see. And she said, I want to see the whole thing from beginning to end. And he said, ma'am, I don't know how to do that. I just don't. And no one did at the time. It was a new system. We've since all been trained on this video system, all of us board members, on how to run it. If there were something were to occur, the sergeant at arms, myself as the JAG, and the commander are the only ones that have access to the video system. And that's in the event of an incident such as this. I'm not sure what we would have been able to ascertain from the entire video. Because there were so many people in there, I'm not sure how much we would have been able to see. I've looked at the angles of the camera and where their table was and so on. But I think I've been able to find out just as much without a video, just by interviewing everyone that was involved. Now, I will say that I have the police report here, and there is nothing in here about him requesting the video multiple times and that we didn't cooperate. That is not true. That is not true. She states that in her report, but I've spoken to the officer and I have his report right here. And there's nothing in there about us hindering him and his investigation whatsoever. So I don't know what the story is there, but all I can tell you is this is a big deal for us. That's why I'm here today. When I came back here from Washington, D.C., and retired, I was an OSHA investigator. I've investigated serious construction and industrial accidents for OSHA. And I know when somebody's lying to me. I can tell you that. And I'm telling you that I just think that this was a confusing incident, and we had a person, a felon, with 4 domestic batteries alone in there. And, it was just a bad night for the Legion, and I'm sorry that it happened. And this has been the big subject the last 2 board meetings. I mean, we're doing everything we can to make sure that something like this doesn't happen again.
I just have a couple questions.
Yes,
Yeah, I have a couple of questions too.
Oh, you go ahead. You're the boss.
So if you disagreed with it, why did you guys pay the fine? Why didn't you take it to the hearing?
I wasn't here then. I don't know why. I've only been on the board since June, sir. So I think they had a law. We have a lawyer in Indianapolis, and he said it would cost you more to fight it to pay me to fight it than for you to just go ahead and pay the $500. So the commander at the time just went ahead and paid it. That my disagreement is what you're getting at is the only reason I disagree now is because I've completed my own investigation, and there's no evidence that anyone hindered the investigation. I think that Derek McKechnie did everything that he could. He's not technically minded person. I think he did everything that he could for her. to show her the videos. I just felt like, saying that he hindered the investigation based on what I found out is a little harsh. I don't think he didn't, he was as cooperative as he was technically able to be, right? And it's like when you get on a computer and you've got a 15-year-old beside you, you're gonna look like an idiot because they can program computers and you can't, you know?
Did they splice those every 5 minutes together where he could, she,
Well, yeah, they were able at some point to get enough video, but she didn't say anywhere in here that she was able to determine anything from seeing the video, right? Yeah, so I'm not really, I'm not really sure, you know, I haven't talked to her, so I don't know what it was that upset her, you know, I just don't know. I'm just here as somebody that did an after-action investigation, and I've talked to everyone involved except for the inspector. And, I have never gotten a return call from her. So, yeah, I don't, you know, I don't know what else, but I'm happy to answer any other questions. Do you all have the police report?
is the police report with that, John?
No, the Pendletons.
Yeah,
All the information is in there.
yeah, it's helpful. It was helpful to me.
So was he breathalyzed when the police came?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
They didn't arrest him that night. They didn't catch him. He drove
Oh, I
off
see, okay.
and they caught him later. And,
Well, what's your policy on when you feel like someone's been overserved?
that they have to leave.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, my concern there is that somebody put him in his car and I mean, does no one call a Uber or a taxi or that someone put him in his car drunk?
Well, no one put him in his
I
car.
don't
He
mean
got
put
in his
him
car. Yeah,
but
allowed him to get in his
allowed
car.
him, okay.
I'm
better-
with you.
Better terminology.
I'm totally with you. That's a great question.
Yeah,
I would ask that same question. Were I doing the initial investigation? Why did you let him get in his car?
right.
Yeah,
But that's your policy, is just to kick them out the door.
not now. Now the policy is to immediately call the police if they refuse to call a taxi.
Okay,
That's our new policy. We've changed a lot of policies since I became the JAG. I'm a non-drinker. They asked me to be the JAG because of my background. And I said, well, if you want me to be on the board and you want me to be the JAG, prepare to suffer the consequence. Okay, because I do my job. And like someone else said today, I don't think you're gonna see me here again next year because they are by God gonna comply. And bartenders have training coming up and all kinds of things, and I'm doing it.
how do you handle if it's volunteer bartenders? I mean, is there ever a situation where somebody's like, can somebody tend bar, somebody called in? I mean, and
No.
who hasn't been trained, never.
We've
Where do you
closed
shut the bar?
before.
Okay.
Before, yeah, in fact, we're supposed to be open 2 days a week in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Those are our normal hours, and one of the bartenders quit, so we are simply closed.
Okay.
We're not open. Yeah.
Do you keep some sort of spreadsheet or something as to who's been trained?
Yes, there's a binder with
Okay.
all the licenses in it. Our adjutant keeps that.
Okay.
Mhm. In fact, there's two people in the Legion that don't drink, myself and the adjutant, and we're the record keepers and the compliance people.
Good.
Yeah,
Keeping good records then.
yeah. Now, she's pretty efficient. Yeah. I mean, I'll admit I was a little aghast when I first read this, since I wasn't here at the time. You know, um,
Any questions? There's not much.
I don't have any more either.
No, I mean, it sounds like everything, there's only so much you can control. I mean, you can't control how much he had to drink before he came in. You can't control what he does when he leaves,
Mhm.
but, it sounds like you've done as much as you can to mitigate
Mhm.
anything like that happening again, which is about all we can ask for, so.
But when you
Yeah.
ask someone who's intoxicated to leave and they go out and get in their vehicle, you don't have the right to stop them.
No.
Is your only recourse is to call the police.
Mhm.
Because
And then he was off property when the gunshots were fired.
Okay.
And, you know, um, I think the girls that were bartending were scared. I think they thought that something bad was gonna happen because Sean had a hard time getting this guy to leave. And I think that they were nervous. And, like I said in the beginning, I just don't think I think that everybody just assumed someone else had already called the police.
And what was he doing to get Sean to finally ask him to leave again?
Loud, boisterous,
Just,
F word, which I don't allow in the Legion.
but he hadn't
No.
gotten physical yet,
No,
so there was really, I
yeah,
mean, something had happened while he was in there to cause
Yeah.
the police to.
They
be
were
called.
certainly
It would
called
have been
then, yeah.
different, but
yeah.
he wasn't doing anything
Right.
to really make
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Our standing operating procedure now is if there's any kind of a physical altercation in the Legion whatsoever, under any circumstances, the police and me are supposed to be called immediately. I live like 4 minutes away from the Legion. And, I said, if you can't get somebody out of there, I'll be there. And, so will the police and we'll get them out. You know, I'm really very much against drunk driving for a lot of personal reasons. And, so I wish I'd have been there this night. It wouldn't have went down like this, obviously, but, I wasn't.
Are there resources in Pendleton to pick someone up with an Uber or a taxi?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So is the Dylan Cheney, is he a member of the,
No, this was a public night.
It was a free night, an
Yeah.
open night for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And
but
we,
everybody knew him? Or most people
No.
knew him?
no, see, what you have to do now is if you are a Legionnaire or a son of a Legionnaire, that's an organization or an auxiliary member, you can bring somebody in and they have to be signed in by you. That's the way it works now. But on a public day, they can come in and the bartender will ask them for their identification if they appear to be under 40. But, they don't have to be a member of the auxiliary or of the American Legion. And that's changed now. Everybody gets signed in. That's what I've required.
So I could go further explain that signing in.
They have to sign a book with their name and
Okay.
who's, and the Legionnaire or the auxiliary member has to sign and print their name, and the person has to sign and print their name. So we know the name of the person that is with that Legionnaire.
So then what you're saying is that person with the Legionnaire can then purchase the alcohol.
No, the Legionnaire has to purchase the alcohol for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just making sure you
Right, yeah.
understand what the law is.
yes, I do.
So
Just
who was
because
purchasing?
somebody signs in the book doesn't mean they can go in
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
So who was purchasing it if he wasn't a member? Who was purchasing his?
That was a guest day, which means.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Open-
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
The Elks is the same.
No,
You have to be a member, you can, the Elks.
And that's something that you got
Thing,
just
you have
started,
to
is what
be-
you're saying.
yeah, that's
Okay.
one of the changes that we're making.
Okay, that should have been. That's always been a law. So,
Yeah. Yep. Just remember, I'm coming from the standpoint of only been here since June. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't here, so it's not an excuse. It's just that I'm doing the best I can to make changes And I put a lot of time into this investigation.
You've taken over
Yeah,
a tough spot. so.
and I'm not going anywhere. I'm retired now, so, you know,
But it does sound like there's things in place to prevent. I mean, nobody can prevent everything, but I mean,
Yeah.
when there's alcohol involved, things are always gonna happen.
Well, I think there's a better understanding of the laws and following the law. I guess
Which is
that wasn't occurring in the past.
yeah.
So,
So the person who was in charge during this incident, is that person still there?
Well, it would have been the two bartenders,
Oh, okay,
right? Both young women.
okay.
They're, I mean, they're good people. They just, they work for tips. That's it. They don't get paid.
And have they had,
Oh, yeah. They've both been with the Legion for some time.
okay.
Yeah.
and he probably wasn't directly doing anything to them, you know,
No,
I
he
mean,
wasn't.
I don't know
He did
what
not
he looked
harass,
like, but-
they, neither one of them, they said he didn't harass them. At all. You know, with the exception of the language. Which was not directed at any one person,
Right.
just, it's what people do when they're too drunk.
being obnoxious.
Yeah.
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 It sounds like things are in place to make sure people understand the laws and things are in effect to keep that from happening
Yep.
anymore, so.
Yeah, but there's no question, we made a couple of mistakes. And they're gonna be, you know, they have been rectified and, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell you that we didn't do anything wrong. That's not the case.
So I feel like the, action that anything we would have recommended has been put in place, do you? So I would approve for the 2 years.
You make
A
a motion.
motion for just a regular 2-year, no,
Mhm.
and a second.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Submitted for.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, next we have RR 4808 354 Chesterfield Lounge with a violation. Who do we have here today representing this permit? And Anita, you're the owner, correct?
In the building.
So you own the building. So you're operating on manager's questionnaires from Carla, is that how it is?
My manager is Tina Taylor.
Okay. So violations for removal of containers after hours, civil penalty of $500, limit was paid. Were you present during the violation?
Okay.
And I tried, she was there last year, same violation. This time pulled the beer tab off that she's saving for, I think it's some kind of, she's saving it, the beer tabs. So it was an empty beer can. No customers were in the bar. She was closing the register when they walked in. I'm like, there's no containers allowed left on the bar. She's been through safe serve. All my employees have absolutely been through safe serve. And she knows better than stuff being on the bar. She said she turned it over to show it's empty. I was just gonna pull the tab off of it. I'm like, it's still wrong. I let her know it's not right. She did the hearing. I'm like, you're still gonna be fined. It's still a violation. I made her pay the fine this time. The first time the bar paid the fine. This time she paid the fine. I think that'll let her know. You can't even leave empty beer cans that you're gonna pull tabs off of.
That's what she told you?
Yes,
So you didn't see the report that the officer wrote?
no,
Cause it's not even close.
okay,
So the officer goes in at 3:47 AM, which everything should have been cleared by 3:30.
Right.
now you've got a good 17 minutes. So the officer walks in, somebody there, a guy yells, Angela excises here. You need to come here. And Angela is the bartender, correct,
Right.
that you were speaking about.
She's a weekend bartender.
So there's a
The
koozie.
guy would be the cook.
Okay, there's a koozie with a 12-ounce can of Busch Light beer. And that's what she's saying that she's saving the
She said it was
tops on?
empty, yeah, for beer can that she was saying.
It's not empty, it's cool to the touch.
Oh,
Um,
I'm gonna find him.
so after the officer picked up the can, put it back on the bar top, Angela picks it up, pours the remaining beer out in the sink.
She said she picked it up and turned it over because it was completely empty.
Well, according to the report, she dumped the remaining beer out into the sink and then put it on there. And then the officer asked something about leave the can alone and, hey, it's just trash. Why are you making a big deal out of it? So the
So I'm learning completely from this, like she even did the hearing because she said it was an empty beer can, like I told you. I really believe her. I'm going to replace her.
what do you mean she did the hearing?
The, video hearing, she said she did the video hearing and then they.
So this
they
went
did lower- She said she wanted to do the video hearing because she doesn't feel like she was guilty. I mean.
Do you know when that was?
I did not recall when the actual hearing was. But they lowered the fine to 500. It was 1,200.
So this is not your signature on the pad or on the,
Now it'd be Angela Vestal's,
yeah. And she's the bartender in question.
right? She's the assistant manager. She's shopping for me. That's not. Tina Taylor has the actual managerial. But she sounds like.
He did not go to a hearing because what happens is the prosecutor would have mailed this to the business. So he'd have read this report and said,
She said she did a video.
she said, that's
Yeah.
basically our prosecutor would say, I think that's a $500 fine.
Right.
So what he would do is mail this letter to the business. You either agree with it or you disagree with it. If
Whose
you just,
signature is on
Angels.
it? Angela's.
So what would happen is if you disagree with it, you have that opportunity for a hearing. So the settlement conference is set for was set for July the 14th.
And she didn't do that.
She didn't sign this until August the 19th. So I would be surprised if she did that date and then sign that, because usually if there's a video trial, the prosecutor would have decided right then, or the hearing judge would have decided right then and there. It'd be just like going to
Said she did it and she called me and lowered the fine. I'm just going off everything she's telling me.
I can
It's good to know that she's. just
look
lying.
it up later and let you know whether or not, because there would have been, everything that is offered from the prosecutor is uploaded into your file. So I mean, I can look later and let you know whether or not there's another one of these. Because usually it would say amended or something, but I'm not seeing that. And I'm not saying maybe what she did tell you is all true. I would have to look that up but according to what she told you about the violation is not,
Yeah.
doesn't match
I
what the
know,
officer
my
wrote.
officer was gonna say it was cold to the touch. And
Wasn't there more than just
she said it's
one?
a can that had been sitting there.
I think there was more than one person in there too, right?
There should have been,
I mean, patrons.
she said everybody was out except for employees.
And it doesn't list who the,
Doesn't.
it just said,
Today, it just says people though.
yeah, it just said
hard to know.
gentlemen. But that would have been, you said that would have been code.
Yes.
So it has been, this is your second violation for after hours within,
The same person and the same violation. And I believed her. So now she's going to be terminated. There's just straight up lied to me completely and I can't keep having, I mean, I figured she didn't pay the fine. Now that she's paid the fine, she's gonna know, make sure I got these. I'm like, why aren't the doors locked at 3:15? They should be locked. It let people can stay till 3:30. I wouldn't suggest that, but then you gotta let them out. I'd have everybody out by 3:15. Start, cutting people off at 2:30. I mean, absolutely nothing after 2:45, like they said. And make sure people's out of there by 2:15 and everything's off the table. Don't risk getting even close to that. I mean, 3:15. Yeah.
So how
Don't
would you,
risk getting
how would you
close to
put a policy like that in place?
it.
Would it be in writing?
Verbally
Would it?
spoke to her. I
Okay.
mean, she's the only one that's ever been a problem. Everybody else. I did verbally spoke to everybody and said, look what she did and look what will happen. And she is paying that fine. So this is what will happen to you or termination. She just does a lot. She does my beer orders. She goes and picks up food that, the vendor or what we don't get. She does a lot for the bar. And so it's gonna suck to lose her and she works every weekend.
Did this board give you a 1 year renewal after the last violation?
Mhm.
So here you are back within a year.
Yep, with the same person, same violation.
So I don't know Angela, so I feel it's hard to,
She said she couldn't get off work, but it was 3 weeks ago or
But-
whatever that I got the letter and I'm like, yeah, you could have.
I don't know that, maybe she pays the fine and it fixes it for a little while.
Mhm.
And then she goes lax again, or,
She doesn't drink.
and I think also she maybe doesn't view it as that big of a deal, which I guess,
Like it is a huge deal, but she's kind of does act like, well, it was empty and
which
I'm like, I was.
but it's
supposed to do the same
it's one of the laws, it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's not something you can. There's stuff everybody thinks is silly, but you don't have any choice, so I don't know, it's hard, that's a tough one, but she's done it twice within a year. And yeah, she does a lot for you, and I understand it'll be tough to lose her, but I'd hate to see you back in here again for the same thing in a relatively quick amount of time,
Yeah,
because then we have to think about, what are we gonna do to fix it? And it's gonna keep
Yeah.
compounding on you, I think, which you don't want. So,
Yeah, I'm real concerned about it.
once bitten, twice shy. I
Bitten
don't
twice.
understand how it could happen the second time. Like, I couldn't believe she did it the first time. I'm like, that's one of the biggest rules, making sure everything's up. Start throwing everything away. That's huge. And I don't see how she could do it a second time. And especially, I mean, her tab thing, I'm like, well, still. Set it on top of the trash can, you can pick.
I don't know, I haven't heard, the only thing I ever knew anybody saved tabs for was Ronald McDonald. I don't think they even do that anymore.
Some people do.
Do? Yeah, I mean.
Well, they, or what's the gentleman here,
Hand guy.
yeah. He passed away. They still collect tabs in his name too.
I just don't wanna see you keep having an issue and, having to pay more fines or have your license revoked
That's fine. I'm like,
or whatever,
I paid.
because you've got one person that can't follow.
And I'm like, she was saying she was gonna quit. I'm like, well, I'm taking it out of your wages, or she wasn't gonna pay it. So she didn't get paid for 2 weeks. It came straight out of her wages.
So how many violations have you had since you've taken over?
This is the third, I believe. Or,
How long have you?
it'll be 13 years in March. Possibly the fourth. I think it's the third.
It's always been with the same person. The violation, the
No.
same bartender.
The last two was, the other one was Brittany. So no, we have had four and I don't know what one of them was. And Brittany won't, served a minor. What she did though, she set the beer on the bar and then asked for ID. It's too late then. She did it backwards, but she had taken her safe serve. She just, that was she got fired right after that, because I'm like, we can't be, that's a big deal, serving the minors. I'm like, leaving an empty beer can on the bar, stupid, but
It's hard when you
Not
gotta piece
fireable.
together two completely different stories too, but, and like I said, I don't know Angela, but she, from what I've heard and from what is in the report, it sounds like well, she said herself, what's the big deal? So she doesn't view it as a big deal, and I think she doesn't think anything's gonna happen to her.
Yeah.
So
I have a really good weekday bartender and I'm getting lots more customers and less complaints. And I'm hoping she would take over the weekend. I think she's more efficient. I hate firing her. She's been with me for like 5 or 6 years.
I just don't see her, I don't think she views herself as having done anything wrong, because she's arguing with the excise officer. I think,
She argued with me about it.
I think you're gonna keep having an
It's
issue
law.
with
You
her.
cannot do that. Well, it was empty. Well, I don't care if it was empty. I just paid $1,200 the year before. And she said also they'd never give us a warning about this. That the first time was supposed to be a warning. I'm like, it's excise. You have to follow what they say.
Yeah, they don't.
She was kind of arguing,
There's nothing guarantees a warning.
right? You just, I mean, it's simple. The can's empty, but apparently it was not empty. I could ask Ron. Because he was there to witness. He was our cook. But I guess excise could lie and say it was cold to the touch.
They wouldn't
Had
have any,
liquid in it.
they wouldn't have any reason to.
Right.
Because it looks
They
like,
have no reason to.
it looks like it was a complaint for it. So
And she was only there.
at 3:45 in the morning, you
Yeah.
pretty much gotta have a reason to be in
Right.
Chesterfield. Cause, I
It-
mean, yeah,
It takes a while to close and clean.
true.
Does. Especially if you can't get everybody out, so right at 3:30. So yeah, it does take a while. To get everything
So
stocked and cleaned and
did you run the business in 2012?
13,
You started 2013.
right?
The violation 2015, violation 2022, violation 2024, and violation 2025.
So there's 4. I said 3 or 4.
I don't see. Just thinking we said 1-year renewal, but I'm not saying that.
Well, I'm not saying,
Oh, yes, we did.
I don't think I should say you gotta fire her. That has to be your choice, but I think she's gonna keep giving you problems.
And she should have been here for this, no matter what.
Yeah, so she could explain. But
Yeah, I would have liked that to have been said by you guys. They said it was cold to the touch and a koozie. We don't even, I don't even.
You can, actually, what you can do is you can get, I mean, if you, not saying it's beating a dead horse, but you can get this copy of this report from the prosecutor at the ATC. All it is a records request.
Okay,
There's also a body cam the officer was wearing that night.
so if
And
she's
then-
dumping out beer,
and then
she's gonna have that on.
Most likely it's on the, unless jacket or shirt fell over it or something like that.
Yeah.
Usually, the whole incident.
I just feel like it was bold-faced lie.
Because right here it says evident acts on body camera. And then what the officer would have done is it says acts on capture photo. She'd have taken photos of the beer can or whatever liquids or whatever as part of the
She
evidence
said
to the
she straight
violation.
up- It was completely bone dry. She straight up picked it up and turned it over on the bar and there was nothing in
I mean, I don't doubt anything that Officer Krug says in this.
it. People can lie. I just,
And this, cause I mean, like I said, it's,
How should I?
She's there for a complaint for after hours.
Yeah,
And then when she walks in.
it does take them time
There's
to
beer
close.
cans on the. I
It's
get that.
restock, clean, and if you don't get everybody out there till 3:30.
Well, then I guess my answer to that would be is I would then change the policies of what time I close.
Doors should be locked at 3:15.
Well,
Locked.
and I feel like you need some written policies. I don't feel like verbal is,
Okay. I will
adequate
type something up.
to, train employees or to
You've got
enforce
They've got,
policy.
yes, I will
You've
type
got some
something up. It
written
has to be written.
SOP.
Make everybody sign.
I think that's a lot easier for you to say, well, you know, it's written
I
right
will
here.
have that for you for next year. I know I'm gonna have to come back next year, I guess. I don't know.
Well, hopefully we don't see you.
Yeah, okay, that's what we prefer.
Well, employees need to understand the laws,
Right.
number
But
one.
later, but should have been here. I was
Okay.
so angry that she wouldn't.
Well, I'm not sure that she doesn't understand it. I think she just
Ignores it.
ignores. I
Well,
don't
and
think-
just no sense of urgency with some people that they don't. Get it.
$500 out of her pocket instead of mine. Bill should lie to me both days,
Mm.
and that's sad.
Like I said, you have the opportunity through records request to get a copy of the report.
That way,
Get a
when
copy
you,
of the
when you
video.
talk to her about it, you've got that in front of you.
So I don't have to go through all that now.
No, I can't give it to you. You would have to request it through the commission.
I'm gonna have to find somebody that does all of what she does.
Well, like you said, you've got somebody that does really well through the week and maybe, you know,
Yeah, I don't see
They
her
will-
doing all
hey.
that shopping for the bar and all that, but
you
yeah,
know,
I'm gonna have to. I don't have a car right now, so, but yeah, I can do it. Do the shopping for the bar. Used to order all the beer and liquor. Now, the man, or Tina does that, and then Angela orders beer. So I don't even remember how to do the beer on online stuff. To ask the employee to show you how to do something so you can fire them.
yeah, that's kind of tough. That's kind of
Stink.
tough.
I'm sure I can figure it out.
Like I said, I know that's a tough spot, but I think she's gonna keep
I don't
putting
know
you back
any
in
of
here.
that part anymore.
And if it's twice and the second time she's arguing with you, she's arguing with the excise officer. It's not an issue to her. And I don't think that's gonna change, even though you're docking her pay.
Oh, yeah, she,
It's just
it came straight out
flat.
of pay.
basically,
I should have charged her for at least half of the fine before, but I just paid all of it. I'm like, you're gonna learn from that.
well, and everybody,
I'm super concerned about the four violations, though. I mean, the board counts on us to, know that history is a predictor of the future, and
what were the timeframes, Jeff, of the, I mean, before? Cause they were pretty spread out, weren't they?
well, there was one last year in December.
It's the same.
So it would have been March 2nd of 2015 was the first one. The next one was August the 9th of 22. And then September the 16th of 24.
Oh, I thought that was this.
Well, it was resolved on November the 7th, which then would have come to us. in December,
Okay, I see.
because we can't hear one that has a pending violation.
Right.
So we always get it the basic, roughly the month after it's resolved.
What,
And then the next one's May the 13th.
the two before these two with Angela, what were they?
Angela's the same violation. There was drinks after.
That was
That was the
2024.
only other, that was Angela. Oh, no, the 2 years before Angela was there also, but that was an altercation outside. I don't even know what that one was.
Yeah, it says public nuisance, all other charges, employee permits, employee acting without a permit.
No, that's not, yeah,
That was in 22.
they came in to talk to Tina and she didn't realize her permit had expired. So that was, and Yeah, that was an accident. She just didn't realize. You don't look at it every day, so. I'm like, well, pay attention, like, put it on your calendar, set an alarm. You can't let your stuff expire, but yeah, that was definitely an accident.
Well, and you might even keep record of when your employees' licenses
We have it
expire.
on, we have a file with every employee, their safe serve. But so I should look at it more often. Absolutely.
So the one in 2015 was first not called a minor, allowing the minors to loiter.
Yeah,
That could have been
That was pretty.
a compliance check, possibly.
Yeah, she did actually check their ID after she set the beer on them. Or
That's who did that.
Brittany Graham, and that,
Oh,
she's
she's
long
gone.
since I
Yeah.
hired her for that. I'm like, you've had safe serve, you know. If you had any hesitation to card them, which she absolutely did, you never you don't take the order first at all. You don't even take the order. Do ID first. So,
Basically, the 2024 violation is the identical.
the last year, she did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Which means she's not taking it seriously. I do feel like if I would made her pay the fine the first time,
Yeah, maybe. There's
I mean,
no.
she does not drink on the job. I mean, she's a hard worker. And she's very nice, but apparently she lies.
That one cost you $1,250.
Yeah. And I didn't make her pay any of it on the first one. She paid the whole fine this time.
So then she turned around and cost you another $500. So $1,750 is what you paid for the same
2 years.
violation in 2 years.
I mean, you're really
But I
really
remember-
paying it either way, whether you're taking it out of her pay or,
Right.
you know, I mean, you're still,
So I mean, I guess that's what the board has to decide of. How many times does it take to, I guess you'd say, learn your lesson? Same violation back to back, $1,750.
I wasn't there either time either.
I mean, it's our decision to either not renew it or at the very least, only for a year, so.
I mean, that's your options is 1 year renewal, 2 year renewal, which is the regular renewal or denial. Those are the three options that you have.
well, so it'll get to a point, like if it happens again, it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna have the people that are in charge of us saying, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why do you keep approving
That's my
this?
concern is
So
not that I'm worried about myself, but just,
I think, I mean, Angela sounds like a problem. I don't know how long it'll take you to get a copy of that report. If,
I believe, and I don't need it right now.
well, I read it too.
Right now.
I read it too. I mean, that's.
Put it in her face and look, you obviously lied.
I think it will help you when you talk to her to have that, but I don't know how long it'll take you to get that. So what I would suggest would be is to not have her work anymore until you're able to sit down with her and have that report and say, what's going on? And figure it out, and then,
Well,
I
I
don't-
let Tina know, she's gonna update somebody. I don't do any of that anymore.
I think having that
Just over the
report,
building. I
talk to Angela,
Talk to them.
is gonna help you because you'll have concrete evidence that says, you know, this is what happened that night. Why are you telling me different? Or however you wanna go about it, but I think if you sit her down without that, it's gonna be harder for you. If you sit her down with that,
Would you all automatically fire her? I mean, she obviously lied to me.
We can't really think that.
yeah. and
I can't,
it-
that's
your-
what I'm saying, we can't
Right, your
say,
personnel issues are,
we can't say you
Not
need
our
to fire her,
purview,
whatever.
though.
That has to be, like I said, that's gotta be your
I
decision.
understand.
Because I mean, in reality, you're releasing that permit off of Carla. She's the one that's gonna lose the license.
Right,
You're just gonna lose whatever you have in the contract with her.
right.
She's the one
And
But
She's the one that has
Exactly.
everything.
She
to
was there
lose.
last
If
year.
there's,
Right,
if
I
there's
mean, I
public
understand
people
that.
there,
And she's got her
But-
cane and,
But she needs to realize that,
yeah, I
And
talked to her, I told her all about it.
Angela may realize that the responsibility she has, she knows like, well, nobody else can do this, so they're not gonna. And she may, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know her, I've never met her. I'm
Mhm.
just going off of what I've read in the report and the two back-to-back violations for the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And how she's reacted to you and how she reacted to the excise officer. So
But there's no like temporary probationary or anything. It's just a 1 year or 2
One
year.
there.
yeah,
1 year, 2 year.
Never denied.
and then I,
And then if you vote for denial, then you have to give one of the reasons.
I don't think denial is the step. I think that's a little bit much. But I wish there was something less than a year or
Well,
two.
that's what I thought, maybe there'd be a probationary, or stipulations to the year of what needs. Of course, I guess they know what needs to be done, but
And I don't, again, like I said, I don't think that's at their purview.
We can't tell you directly to do that, but
Yeah, I mean, as far as recommendations, I think you know what your violation is. It's after 3:30 in the morning. To me, that's an easy fix. You close at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
You get everybody out. That's the part that I don't understand.
Mhm.
I mean, if the violation is you're serving after 3 o'clock or making sales, well, then you end it at 2:30 or 2 o'clock.
she's where she's
If the
never.
problem is the containers on the bar
Right,
not being
containers.
cleared by 3:30, then you close a little bit earlier.
Right,
And then you're not putting yourself in that situation. People don't call the local excise office and complain because those are specific.
mhm.
That bar is open at 3:45 in the morning.
People get angry at
So-
certain people and they,
You're exactly right.
And
They
they
always
say
comes
no
down
to
to
something.
somebody you've cut off, you fired an employee or
Yeah,
a
the year
spouse of
before,
somebody that spends too
I
much
had
time.
fired someone
local
because
bar.
they
Those
took
are
me to
the,
court.
those are the
And
three
the
complaints.
next week I had, they came in on Angela. This time there was no reason for someone to call on us. I don't think there was, I don't
Well,
think
if
it
the
was.
complaints for after hours and an officer walks in at 3:45, I
Right.
think is pretty valid.
Yeah, yeah.
If
I
it's
don't think it was
confirmed.
that.
I mean, it would have had to have been somebody that was there that saw what was going on. So I
Yeah.
don't,
And my guess is that wasn't the first time, or somebody wouldn't have called.
Yeah,
It's just all the other nights you got away with.
like maybe I just need to be there
Right?
every night at close, but I don't want to be.
Well, and I think what Jeff said, closing early, it would
I want to
be
be
a
a high
high-
New Year's on the weekend.
high recommendation
well,
from me.
we've seen a lot of issues that stem from being open too long.
Mhm.
And I think closing earlier,
Maybe we're.
Just like Jeff said.
To be in there with.
closing
He
earlier
is
tends
cancer.
to nip a lot of these issues off and make it so that you're not in here again. That's just because the longer it gets, the more people drink, and the later it gets, things happen.
I can't believe she just doesn't pay attention, that she does not drink. So
Well, whose beer was it?
she said it was the old beer that'd been sitting there,
I see, okay,
that had just been sitting there, that
The officer doesn't say they observed them drinking it.
okay.
It's just simple fact.
she said it had
that
been sitting there, that she just hadn't pulled the tab off of it yet.
Okay.
But
She said it was completely empty too, so obviously it wasn't. And if it's cold to touch,
I mean, if it's
And
cold to the
I'm-
touch, it didn't happen before 3 o'clock. Cause there's no sales after 3, and then
Yeah.
if it's been sitting there roughly an hour. I mean, I guess it could be air conditioned, and you get into that, I'm no weatherman, but that just seems a little bit odd. That it's still cold at
aluminum
almost an
cans
hour.
stay pretty cold.
an hour after
Still,
the legal time.
I'm not trying to
So-
excuse anything.
Right.
Yeah, obviously I had to dump liquid out of it.
Right.
Her telling me it's an empty can, she turned it upside down, it was bone dry.
My suggestion, and I think what, along with what Jeff was saying, is close at 2:30.
Yeah.
Close at 2:30. I mean, really,
I like that.
what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not gonna lose that much
I mean,
business from two.
You're not gonna lose that much
Right.
business. You close at 2:30. And
There's no
then,
risk.
well, there's less.
Yeah.
There's less. And then you're not butting yourself up against those time pressures of getting things off the bar and what
Right.
you do with Angela is gonna have to be up to you and the owner of the bar, but I would say at the very least, close at 2:30 and just see if that doesn't help you. And if it keeps being an issue with Angela, obviously you'll have to decide what to do with that, but I think having that report in front of you, if you choose to sit down and talk to her, will help. It might take a little while to get that. In the meantime, if she's working, you can have another problem. Cause they'll be watching now,
Yeah.
so I can't tell you what to do with Angela, but maybe put her on temporary leave or something if you think that's best. I don't know. That would have to be your call, but I think she's gonna keep getting you put back in here. And then we're gonna have to do what we don't wanna do
Yeah.
and cause problems for everybody that works there and depends on that for livelihood. And so,
What you're saying is the 1 year renewal.
yes.
Do I have a motion for a 1 year renewal?
I second.
Motion's been moved in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Submitted for 1 year. renewal.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other business for the board before adjournment?
Good luck.
So no more violations, or do we come back in a year no matter what?
No, if they send me something.
They'll send you something. If there's a violation, you'll have to come back.
It'll get renewed automatically if nothing else happens, yeah.
A motion to adjourn?
Second.
I meant,
Favor say aye.
Aye.
Another